Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin, there's something that's going to happen here, and I can't tell you exactly what it is because I've not got a crystal ball, but we are looking at some kind of expansion here because we've got compression leading to expansion. We've potentially got some kind of little falling wedge just there, and we've equally got this sort of descending triangle that's occurring right now. So, this is a bullish pattern, basically the breakout, not all the time, but they are primarily a reversal pattern where you're coming down, getting really tight like this, and you break out. Once you break out, point of contact, okay. And like I said to you, you could see this some kind of bottom where you're coming up like this and coming up like that, and you've got your beautiful W double bottom pattern where you retrace back to these EMAs and fill the gaps, because at the moment on Bitcoin you've got these big gaps in the EMAs, okay. So usually to the upside like this or to the downside like that, you do usually retrace and fill these gaps and tighten them up, okay, in any trend direction. So right now, I think if Bitcoin does roll like this and does something like this, okay, and we roll here, I think this is unprecedented for Bitcoin. And that's why I've always said to you, if we start to come down and we lose these lows, I'm going to jump ship, okay, and sell all my crypto. And I always tell you what I do, because for me it would be a looking glass, the fact that it wouldn't necessarily be a normal kind of bear market that Bitcoin would be in there. I think it could be a looking glass to the fact that you are losing key support. This is not hopium, this is data just here. You see this low, this is data, this is historical data telling us that that's a low. So if you start to take that low out, you've got to adhere to the data right here. You're breaking structure, you're breaking data. And one thing you would be doing, and it is a big if because you've not lost it yet, but I do think if you start to break down here, you've not even retested the 20, you've not even retested the 55. So this is a major crash that Bitcoin could be on the cusp of right here, okay. Now I know a lot of people are thinking 14k bounce and break and back up, fantastic, or 10k break back up, whatever. But at this point, like I said to you, if Bitcoin does break down here and we look at a massive market crash, I will be sitting on the wings, sitting on the sidelines, and I'd wait for one thing, okay. And it's the same thing I've been telling you to wait for if you're not already involved in Bitcoin. It's just wait for it to retrace this white line here, okay. And whenever you break that with power and holding back to support, that's your confirmation statement. Your correction's over, your bear market, whatever, it's done, dusted, and you are actually on the cusp of a new impulsive move to the upside, okay. So that's the thing that you want to wait for, because historically when we've done that, that's been the massive sort of tick to, okay, that's a good time to enter because you're confirming a breakout to the upside and you're breaking key resistances. So right now the primary resistance is this trend line, and like I've always said to you, if Bitcoin breaks this and comes up and comes back and slowly but surely works its way towards that trend line, whenever it breaks it, that's your go signal right there, okay. And we're looking at the same on XRP, Chainlink, and projects like that, that got to break that trend line. So that's something you can sit on the sidelines and wait for. It's not doing it yet, and obviously you don't want to catch a falling knife here, and to say those that pick bottoms get smelly fingers. So right now, potentially if this rolls, okay, you could see how you could come all the way down here and keep coming, and then eventually come down here and break that, So again, if we was to sort of come along here and crab and go sideways, it's not much difference from where we are right now for that particular scenario to play out. This is why I've always said to you, personally, I am buying the dip. I bought this dip, and right now, full transparency, if we lose these lows, I'm jumping ship, okay. And I will sit on the sidelines and wait for Bitcoin to sort of come down and potentially go sideways and break that at some point, okay. But I don't want to get too bearish just yet because we're not losing support, but it's always a possibility that if we do break down, you will be in a technical target of a descending triangle, okay. So if we start to see Bitcoin coming down and losing this support right now and closing below this on the weekly, okay, it would indicate to me that you have got a breakdown target for Bitcoin here. You would be in a technical target of a descending triangle at 14382. The only thing that would save us at that point is the fact that we could come down, wick off this trend line here, off this potential falling wedge like this, okay, wick down off his trend line, then come back up. And that little breakdown, I'm looking for the close. This is what I'm looking for in a weekly time frame. When you're closing below support or above resistance, that gives you the technical target, okay. You've not got your technical target yet, but you've got this apex that you're getting really close to of a potential bullish pattern, which is a reversal pattern, which is a falling wedge like that, and equally this descending triangle, which is getting really close to that apex. So like I've always said to you, compression leads to expansion. Now with that, what we've got as well, which I've shown you before in trend based fib time, from this high here all the way to this low here to this high, we have got a is that knob on? Yeah, it's just there. We've got a pivot point just there on this 2618. Look at this. So I'll show you. So next week we've got a pivot point. So something really important is happening here for Bitcoin. Is it a case that we break out here and come up, or we come down and make the low down here, okay, for Bitcoin? So do we sort of just collapse next week down to 14k with one big red candle, and that indicates that particular pivot point is the bottom, and then start to come back up again like we got that pivot point on the 1 fib? Possibly, who knows? Okay, so something's going to happen here, whether or not we're sort of rolling and we get this nasty wick and we have the big sell-off from here right now. If it was to drop, we will be looking at a massive 24% sell-off to bring Bitcoin down to that level just there, which would be the level of that descending triangle basically. But equally, you know, I'm not going to say exactly what it's going to do because I've not got that power. But if we do start to break out here on this pivot point and we start to come up and take out that resistance just there for Bitcoin, then okay, you've got that resistance and that resistance, and what you're doing is carving out this beautiful W double bottom pattern down here, okay, for Bitcoin. And it would confirm to me that this is your bottom right now if we start to see that. You know, that's how close it is. So anyone telling you that 100% going to do that or 100% going to do that is talking out the bumhole, because it's all about support and resistance, and this is something I show you every day on the channel. So right now, you know, we are going for a bit of a pullback. We are coming back. If we start to come down and we close the week below 18629, then I would be more biased to the fact that we've got a little breakdown here of a potential descending triangle. We got really close to the apex just there before a reaction. Like I've always said to you, compression leads to expansion. So something's going to give, because we've been going sideways pretty much for months now, and we're getting really close to some kind of reaction, aren't we? You know, so I wish I could tell you what it's going to do 100%, but I can't. Okay, I can't. I've not got that power. No one has. But I think personally, I think from my own analysis, if you lose these lows, okay, and you come down to this particular target, I do think it's a looking glass to a larger correction here for Bitcoin than a lot of people sort of envision right now. You know, it's not necessarily your big, massive monster bear market, 80-85% drawdown. I think Bitcoin could actually be in a spot above her, basically, because of the monthly time frame. Like I've said to you so many times, you know, you're creating that kiss of death scenario just there, where you come down, lost to 55, rallied into it, and then boom, you're dropping. For me, it could be a looking glass to a much larger correction for Bitcoin, where you come down into the depths, potentially all the way down to these C-word dump lows like this, come down, carve out a structural bottom in a long period of time, breaking that resistance eventually, you know, 2024, whatever, and then you start to come back up. Okay, but if it does do it, rest assured it is opportunity. Okay, but no one's got a looking glass. No one can tell you 100% what's going to happen. You know, even that particular scenario, I can't tell you it's 100% going to happen, but the only thing that's sort of governing it and giving a looking glass is the fact that you are losing these EMAs and you're creating death crosses on the monthly time frame down here, which is something you've never ever done for Bitcoin, and you're losing historical data and historical lows down there for Bitcoin. Okay, so who said crypto boring? Because we are on the cusp of something on the weekly. I think you've got some kind of, you know, pivot point here on the 17th, so potentially two scenarios where we've got this little shakeout where we're coming back and then we pop, or we are actually going to drop here to 14k, and all those perma bears and people like that, they're right, you know, and this wasn't the bottom right now, you know, and they've got a time machine or a crystal ball, and they know that Bitcoin's going to lose that historical data right there, which is something it's never done. So, you know, there is something that's going to happen soon. It's all tradable. Again, if we start to get the close above that resistance, you could just go long on Bybit to ride it up with waves with me, okay, with your stop losses down. But again, if this starts to break down and closes below 18629, then personally, I would look to go short down to that particular level with my stop on the previous high of the previous week, okay? And it's simple. That's trading ranges, you know. We can make money up or down. It doesn't matter. This is what we do on the CoinsKid channel, okay? So you enjoyed that update. Remember, all these things, this big, massive breakout, this is going to be really tradable going forward. It's a massive breakout. It's going to be tradable on Bybit or BitGet. Amazing sign-up bonuses. Don't over-leverage. Don't be a degen, but get involved, because this could be an opportunity to make money up or down, okay? Take care, everyone. Back soon with an update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye-bye.